Now, good business has always been about great data management. Knowing your clients and understanding your supplier's business has always been fundamental to success. But as advanced data management systems roll out, including artificial intelligence, to preempt supply or demand issues, it creates a powerful tool to help business grow.
You know it, we know it. Conditions for Australian businesses have rarely known such extremes.
Look, it's been a challenging, 2 to 3 years, as you know. We've gone from fires and natural disasters to a pandemic that's lasted a little longer than we expected, and now into floods again. So it has been challenging, but to be honest, the entrepreneur, I suppose, way of life in Australia is alive and well.
Those that succeed must be tough, resilient, and quick to change.
So in the past, in the pre-pandemic world, where organisations and businesses could operate potentially a little slower because they could rely on their instinct and knowledge of their industry about seasonality and things like that, that's all been put on its head. So changes in the marketplace, changes in the economy are happening far, far more quickly, and businesses need to be able to react to that just as quickly as the changes occur.
While juggling supply chain issues, labour shortages, rising inflation, the potential for rising interest rates, business owners also have to be conscious about their future growth plans. But access to new technology, especially using artificial intelligence, is helping business owners to plan beyond the short-term volatility.
Having complete access to real-time information is absolutely critical. You can no longer make business decisions or educated business decisions based on gut feel or experience, because it's not here anymore. You can't do it. So the only way to make those educated and informed decisions is to have real-time access to your entire business and insights into the health of that business at any particular time.
And it's not just business doing planning in this way, but non-profit organisations like Good 360, which uses a digital platform to connect donated goods to charities in times of crisis.
So I talk about speed and scale. So businesses help us donate to vulnerable Australians, and we operate at 20 items every minute by using technology. So in the time that we're talking, 20 items will be donated to a vulnerable Australian, and that's so important when we're working in disasters.
The business calls itself a matchmaker. It uses data analytics to pair customers with specific items of need. It's transforming the Australian non-profit sector, which has long struggled with inefficiencies and agility.
And I think that's so important for charities to have choice, because often people are donating goods that they haven't asked for, whereas charities come onto our website and they choose the goods that they want. So we talk about the right goods to the right people at the right time, and that's what technology allows people to do.
Most recently, Good 360 helped thousands of displaced people during the floods in northern New South Wales and southern Queensland.
Already in the floods, we've donated, I think it's just over $4 million worth of goods, 300,000 items, and 134 charities have received these goods. So they're on the ground in their local community working to know exactly what's needed, and that's our role, is to do that matchmaking.
Key to the platform's success is cloud-based enterprise resource planning technology, an ERP called Netsuite.
Yeah, so we wouldn't have been able to scale and operate at the speed and scale that we operate without having access to Netsuite and to technology. We're a small team, so we're less than 30 people, but we've actually matched 30 million items. That would not be possible without technology.
Another example of the changing use of data is online retail platforms. These saved many retailers from collapse during the pandemic. MTB Direct is an online marketplace for mountain bike parts, clothing and accessories. It made the switch from physical stores to online a long time ago.
We were starting to see customers come into the bike shop with parts that they'd bought online and asking us to help them fit them, or they'd come in with their bike with something new on it that they hadn't bought from us and they were buying it online. And there were various reasons they were doing that. We saw that as the trend, and we knew that that was where, as a business, it was probably prudent to start to transition.
A biking boom was born during COVID lockdowns. The team at MTB saw demand that they'd never seen before, as housebound self-isolators took to the streets on two wheels for fresh air and exercise.
Yeah, supply was insane. Demand was vastly outstripping supply, and then of course there was a whole heap of other supply chain issues that we experienced with international shipping. Most of our products are made overseas. There was shortages in raw materials. There was a rubber shortage that impacted tyres and things like that. We were being asked to forecast our demand for products out 18 months, 2 years was sort of the lead times we were being given.
Dealing with a sudden spike in demand when supply chains virtually shut down was a challenge. Now, they say the backlog is moderating.
We are seeing an improvement. It's still not what it was though. Supply is still erratic. I think part of that is to do with the demand continuing to outstrip supply, but still some of those logistics issues and everyone has taken to online, taken to these sports. We're sort of at the cross section of all of that, and supply is still struggling to keep up, but we're getting there.
MTB uses Netsuite to manage the supply challenges. It's helped the business cope with its rapid expansion.
Being able to use a system like Netsuite that is incredibly powerful allows us to track demand on all of our products. It allows us to do much more sophisticated forecasting, which is really, really important. We have tens of thousands of different products that we stock and hundreds of thousands of individual units, and we need to keep across how fast they're moving, how many more we need to order, for what period of time, how many more are we going to need in the next 1, 2, 6, 12, 18 months. And a system like Netsuite has been incredibly helpful in allowing us to operate at that level.
Another example is STM Goods, which started making laptop bags in 1998. Now, the business produces all kinds of different protective cases and accessories for laptops, phones and tablets.
So we do all the designs ourselves, we do the selling. We sell through a combination of web direct and through resellers on a global basis. So we have operations in the US, office in the US, office in the UK, and office in Malaysia. And we sell through places like JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman, the Good Guys in Australia, also Apple Computers, Microsoft, deal quite extensively with schools as well.
But as technology changes so rapidly, STM is presented with ongoing challenges and opportunities.
So again, over the last couple of years, specifically, it's been very interesting because of supply chain issues, whether it's logistics, because of huge increases in freight, whether it's factories closing because of COVID and restrictions. Or whether it's kids moving from home to school, back to home. So all these provide different challenges that you sort of need to take on board.
For STM, thriving under pressure is only possible by aggressively using data analytics to make its decisions.
But having that confidence and that single source of truth, like we call it, to give our sales staff and give our production staff as much information as we can to make better decisions.